Hello again, and how are we all? Okay, so it finally happened. The death battle for Godzilla and Gamera has been released on the 17th of August, and it's now the 4th of September. Yeah, I did leave this a little longer than I wanted to, partly because I'd been distracted with personal matters, and then I got sidetracked again with the Ice Bucket Challenge thing. Another reason for the delay, for anyone that doesn't know, is at Screw Attack they had a slight problem. The fight between Godzilla and Gamera itself was saved, but everything else like the analysis, the credits and so on, that had been lost due to a hard drive crash. Nevertheless, here we are at this point. Now, we are going to watch the death battle, and then I will give my opinions and everything afterwards. So, hope you enjoy. So there we have it. As a lot of people predicted, overall Godzilla won the death battle. Okay, time for my thoughts. Like with a lot of other death battles, I think my next favourite one after this is Sector versus Fulgore. Like with that one, this death battle was overall very entertaining to watch, but there were a couple of things that kind of bugged me, and for some reason they just didn't seem right. And they sort of go like this. Okay, so my first issue with this death battle was during the analysis for Godzilla. And from this screenshot, as you can see at the very top, it mentions a sensitivity. The reason why this particularly bothers me is because, as I'm showing you now, I have quite a few of the Godzilla films, and I've seen almost all of them, and in none do they mention this weakness. So if they come from another source, like a graphic novel or anything, can anyone please tell me or give me a link or something? Unless they count the fact they shine a spotlight in his face almost every film. But would you really consider that a weakness? Really? I mean, if someone shone a powerful light in your face, you'd be blinded. That goes for all kaiju, really, so how can they really say that's a weakness? It just baffles me. Okay, on to the next part. Yes, the infamous dropkick that was originally in Godzilla vs. Megalon. I was a bit surprised they included this, mainly because I know it's done for fun and everything, but considering the physics of an animal this size balancing all that weight on its tail, this bothers me because I think if it was done realistically, Godzilla would just break his tail. Or at least the bones, anyway. Okay, this next part is when Gamera grabs Godzilla and then proceeds to fly him up into outer space. Now, the thing that bothers me with this is mainly, it's due to the Gamera franchise, because during the Heisei series, Gamera went up against his biggest opponent, which was the Legion Queen. Okay, so as far as I'm aware, the Legion Queen is the largest kaiju in the Gamera series. Now, in the film in which it appears, Attack of Legion, there is a part where Gamera tries to physically slow it down. Basically, get in front of it and, physically try to slow it down. It is larger than Gamera, but it weighs less at 600 tons. And unlike most of the other monsters in the series, the Legion are composed of silicon instead of carbon. That being said, and from what I've saw in that film and with this death battle, you can probably understand my skepticism for this particular part in the fight. Because, like I said, Gamera could not slow down the Legion Queen, but yet in this he's able to pick up Godzilla, who is, like it's been established before, he's 90,000 tons, whereas the Legion Queen was only 600 tons. It's a bit of a leap. But the only difference was, of course, when Gamera engaged Legion, he was using only his feet, whereas in this death battle, he was using, what would you call those things, jets? However, this brings up another question. Just how much thrust is Gamera producing, not only to lift himself, but Godzilla as well? Now, we do get this sort of answered in a way, when they talk about Godzilla using his atomic breath to turn himself into a rocket. So earlier during the analysis, it was estimated that in order to lift himself off of the ground and fly, Godzilla would have to produce 328 trillion pounds per square inch of thrust. Now, if that's what it takes to lift a 90,000 ton creature, how much would it be for Gamera, who weighs only 10,000 tons? So basically my main problem with this one is the fact that that wasn't calculated. Now this last one really isn't a gripe, but it's more to clear it up because it was mentioned in the comments section of the death battle, both on the site Screw Attack and on their YouTube channel. The nature of these comments go like this. Why didn't Gamera just leave Godzilla in space? Now, it's well established that Godzilla has not been in space much along his long career, except from once in Invasion of the Astro Monster, or Monster Zero. It has like 3 different titles. But like I said, it's the only film where Godzilla has ever been to space. I'm not sure if he's been there in any other medium, like the comics or anything, but I think that Gamera brought him back to Earth simply because, well, it could have been just for entertainment value, but I think that both Godzilla and Gamera have an ability where their bodies adapt to their surroundings. Like, I'm not sure if you're aware, but the Hulk provides an example of this. Now, I can't remember what series, which writer wrote that particular comic, but basically the Hulk displays an ability where he no longer needs to breathe in space. Now, I'm certain that Gamera has something along these lines, and considering his adaptive biology, I'm pretty certain that Godzilla has something similar as well, which would explain the gills in the 2014 Goji. So what are my thoughts of the death battle overall? I thought it was very highly entertaining. I think the kaiju, both Godzilla and Gamera, were represented fairly well, but with 1 or 2 issues. Like, I genuinely thought that they were going to have like the spiked shell for Gamera, and when he's spinning, he could have really cut into Godzilla's hide, but they decided to leave that out. A lot of people were kind of right about Gamera using the dubbed mana cannon, which obliterated Legion. So there we have it. Those are my thoughts on the Godzilla vs. Gamera death battle. Now, if you have any thoughts regarding this death battle, you know, is there something that they could have done to make it better, or if you have a couple of issues with this, could you let me know in the comments? I'm really interested what other people have to say about this particular fight. Anyway, that's all for this video. I'd like to thank you very much for watching, and until next time, see ya!